There are 7 million people in Hong Kong, 280,000 millionaires and 25 billionaires, and they all love property.
Hi, I'm Tim Murphy, your host for Buying Asia, the definitive guide for property in the Asia-Pacific region. In each episode, we'll review every country or city, allowing you to decide whether it's a go or no-go. To do this, we'll look at taxes, currency, mortgages, rentability, saleability, and finally, whether it's even legal to buy.
They said in 1997 it was the beginning of the end for Hong Kong as the empire closed down. How wrong they were. Last year, Hong Kong was the freest market in the world for the 16th straight year. The impact of China is getting bigger and bigger on this market. I absolutely love this place. For me, this place is the centre of the universe.
No matter where you turn to in the city these days, there's another real estate record being broken. With mainland money coming in and the Hong Kong government restricting its land sales, that means that property here is some of the most expensive on the planet.
Right now I'm with Gary, who's Head of Global Strategy for HSBC. Gary, you've been in the region a long, long time. Tell us what's happening in Asia at the moment.
Well, this is the boom region of the world. And we've got China, it's growing like 10%. We've got India, it's growing 8%. All the other markets, Hong Kong, Singapore, growing 4 to 5% a year. You know, it's the up-and-coming place in the world, no doubt about it.
And what's Hong Kong's place in all of this?
Well, Hong Kong and Singapore too is the sort of centre of trade, of services. It's where the foreigners come if you want to do business in China, if you want to do business in the region. It's a lot easier to be based in Hong Kong than it is in sort of tougher places like Beijing or Shanghai.
Sure, and we've obviously got the legal system here, we've got an English-speaking market.
And Hong Kong functions very well. Infrastructure's great, the airport's one of the best in the world, the government functions in English, everything's online. It's just a very easy place to live and to do business.
In terms of the future, I mean, where do you see Hong Kong going? I mean, can it continue to be as competitive as it is now, do you think?
I think it can get even more competitive. You know, China is going to open up more to the world. The Chinese currency, the renminbi, currently you can't use it outside of China. Hong Kong is going to be the first place where you'll be able to have accounts in renminbi, you trade in renminbi. Some of that's happening already. So China really needs Hong Kong to continue to its process of growing, no doubt about it.
And I guess de facto then, for people buying real estate here, you know, that just makes it look even rosier. You know, people are still going to be flocking here. Big companies, some of the biggest companies in the world run their Asian operations out of this market, and you don't see that changing.
Yeah, and if you want to be based in China, I mean, Hong Kong is part of China. The connections to the rest of China from here are as good as they are, or better than they are from Shanghai and Beijing. And not only are the expats from the Western world coming here, of course, mainland Chinese want to live here and be based here as well. So we have 18 million mainland Chinese visitors to Hong Kong every year.
Amazing.
And a lot of those people want to buy an apartment, want to live, want to invest in this place as well.
Fantastic. So that all sounds very good for both the economy, but also for property in this part of the world. So let's now look a bit more at the property market.
When I first arrived here over a decade ago, the area known as Mid-Levels was the place to live. Due to a massive escalator, you can be at the office in no time at all. And since then, a district known as Soho has sprung up, filled with restaurants, bars and boutiques. The price of flats here has skyrocketed too, forcing even well-to-do expats to rethink where they're going to live. For landlords, these are the boom years.
If you want to buy, it's actually never a bad timing. If you want a property, buy it now. Because always, after a while, it's getting up. Even though it goes a little bit down, after a while it goes up. So it's not straight, it's versatile, it goes always a little bit upwards.
Most of Hong Kong's business community work that way in Central, and half of them live this way in Mid-Levels, and it's serviced by this massive escalator, which is the biggest covered escalator in the world. So let's take a walk and have a look.
More than 60,000 people ride the free 800-metre-long escalator a day, taking about 20 minutes to walk from the office all the way up to some of the city's most expensive real estate developments.
So as we go up this escalator, we've got 2 or 3 or 4 even different areas of Hong Kong where people live, depending on what they want to spend on rent and what they want to spend on buying the property. Average prices around here are about $2,000 a square foot US. So you can imagine a 1,000 square foot apartment, which is actually very big for Hong Kong, is around the 2 million mark. But you can easily spend a lot more money there. And people will live in any of these streets all the way up to Robertson Road, where I first moved to when I came to Hong Kong 13 years ago.
To get an idea of the size and the possibilities for apartments in the area, I caught up with top interior designer Winnie Clark to see an example of what can be achieved.
So on Elgin Street in Soho, which is a very trendy part of Hong Kong, Winnie, talk me through where we are.
Well, we're in the bottom of the escalator, sort of in the middle of the Soho.
Okay, middle of Soho, and look at this.
Yeah.
How old the building is and new. This is your place, is it? You renovated?
It's my baby, and
Okay.
you can see when you're inside.
Come on, get me in. Let's have a look. Give me a sense of what this place was like when you started. I mean, you know, it's absolutely gorgeous, but what was it like?
It was 50 years old flat, and we modernized it because with the new window, as you see, and the new bathroom, and everything new.
As I learned, a little over $50,000 was spent on renovating the apartment. The apartment itself cost $346,000, and now its value is about $513,000. So there we go, under 3 million Hong Kong dollars, in the heart of Soho, a 60-year-old building.
Yeah.
Now, these people have probably made 25–30% return on capital already.
Yeah.
But more importantly for them, they've got somewhere great to come at the weekend. They can go and have a bit of Argentinian food or a pizza, and they don't have to get in the car and drive all the way back home. They can just stay here for the night. Most would definitely agree that this city is always changing and transforming itself, and fast. To find out the hows and whys, I decided to go to one of the city's major real estate brokers. I'm with Enik Chan, Executive Director with Knight Frank. Now, Enik, you've been here 25 years.
Yes.
What's changed in the market in that time?
Well, actually, it's more than 25 years now. I came back to home in '83. At that time, the interest rate was very high, and also there's also negotiation about changing sovereignty. The market was quite low at that time. But it recovered since '83 and up to '89 when there's a small crisis in China, so the market went down a bit. But since then, we also have a stable, generally rising market.
Of course, the disease SARS was devastating in 2003. But since then, Hong Kong's real estate market has been practically unstoppable, even rebounding quickly after the recent world financial crisis. What's driving all this demand and prices?
There's quite a few factors. Fundamentally, Hong Kong is very small. The land which you can build on is no more than 24% of the entire territory. Also, there's a lot of hot money coming from China.
So let's backtrack there. So you can only build on 24% of the land in Hong Kong.
So there's very limited supply of land. Although the government is trying to expand the new towns, but that takes a long time for the local consultation and infrastructure developments. So in terms of residential, it's very difficult to build in urban areas.
So just to clarify here, the Hong Kong government has the reins on supply in the market, which is very effective, and it reduces the amount of supply in the market. It's not like other parts of the world where land is just sold willy-nilly. They absolutely keep their arms around it, which restricts the supply and therefore keeps the price at a nice level.
There's always criticism whether the government should release more land. Okay, the government has responded to that. So now they're no longer relying solely on what we call the application system.
So if you're a small investor, you want to buy an apartment and rent it out, what should they be looking for?
They can be looking for service apartments in sort of core central areas, which is very popular among expats, where the entertainment, the office area, or mingle in the sort of Lan Kwai Fong area. Small blocks, which the rent goes very well, something like 30,000 a month for a small flat, say about 400 square foot.
Okay, there you go, from the horse's mouth. Buy small units in core centres. Seems too good to be true, doesn't it? Really appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim.
I'm going to go and look at some properties now. And it helps that the transportation system in Hong Kong makes it easy to get around. Taxis are plentiful, there's a clean underground train system known as the MTR, and if you're not in a hurry, there's the classic Cross Harbour Star Ferry. Everybody needs to buy property at some point in their life. It can be extremely profitable. I'm going to show you how to do it the Asian way. And when Buy in Asia returns, a look at what makes the city so unique.